Hi everyone, this is Wendy. Welcome back to my channel. The other day you might have seen a video I put out with my sample junk journal that I'd done for my darling sister. She just wanted an undecorated journal that had a lot of pockets, tucks, flip spots and what have you in it, and I made one for her. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below, so you might like to just pop over and have a look at the flip through of what I done for her. But a comment underneath that journal was from the lovely AmiraInOz, and she asked if I could make another one but decorate it and more or less do it like a craft along with me type of video, so that I can show you how to do those pages, and then we'll decorate them as we go along, and then we can put them all together in a nice decorated I'm emphasizing the word decorated in a nice decorated cover for it. So I thought, yeah, why not? And she said, challenge accepted. That word challenge, as soon as it gets to me, I don't know, it does something to my adrenaline and gets me going, and I just don't like backing down from a challenge. Alright, so that's what I thought I might do, and you might like to actually craft along with me and make one for yourself. So what you will need are some manila folders. I have got these are called foolscap manila folders that I think I picked up at Big W or Kmart, one or the other here in Australia. And for a pack of 10 it's around about $3. So you're going to need, I'm thinking of doing the 5 pages, the 5 folded pages like I done for my sister's sample journal, and that'll give you like 10 decorated pages. So you're going to need 5 manila envelopes. These ones are the foolscap. They're pretty long, but I think you can get like the A4 ones as well. And to decorate, you will need some scissors, bone folder, a wet glue. Now if you're going to decorate it, I do like to do my edges, so I was thinking of using the Ranger Distress Oxide Vintage Photo just for a little bit of inking the edges. You will need a ruler maybe, and a pencil, and beside the scissors, it all depends if you use a ruler and a blade or the scissors or a cutting board. Okay, so they're the main things you're going to need. I will mention if there's anything else that we can use, you know, further on when we start to decorate it, well, you know, I'll let you know then. Maybe stamps or something. And I've also got this paper pad. This is a Kaiser Craft one. It's called Pen and Ink. It says $9.99 up here, but I think I got it cheaper than that over at Kaiser Craft. Or no, hang on, I might not have got it cheaper. I had a build up of points on my card at Kaiser Craft, and I think I got this for about $3 or $4, which is really good. But I'll just give you a flip through of the papers. These are the Pen and Ink 24 design papers. So I'm thinking about decorating it with some of these papers that I've got. They're really pretty. And as you can see, it's most probably going to be a vintage themed one, but that's okay. You just use whatever you got. If you don't have these papers, you can use some book pages to decorate with. It's like up to you. or you could use some flower pictures out of a second-hand flower book or something like that. Okay, but I've decided to use these because I really do love these papers. Alright, so that's what I'm going to use to decorate. I'll put that just beside me. So, and I thought that I'm not going to, the one I made my sister I think was like 10 inches by, 10 by, I don't know, 10 by 7 or 10 by 8, something like that. But I just thought I'm going to do my pages as at 8 by 5. So all I'm going to do is grab, this is still folded, okay, so I'm just going to go up here and cut the height. So mine are going to be at 5, at 8 inches high, okay, and it's going to be 5, I might actually do it 6, 5.5. I don't want mine extremely big. I want something just nice journal size. So make a decision. Okay, I'm going to do mine at 8 by 5.5. Okay, so that's going to be the size of my page. It's not going to be really big, a big page, but you can do yours at any size that you like. Okay, so that's my first page. And all these cut off bits, keep those because we can use them further on down the track when we go to decorate our pages. So I'm just going to cut all these off. Okay guys, I have my 5 pages ready to make my decorated sample journal. So we're just going to use one at a time. So put the other 4 in a nice safe place and don't lose it. Safe places. Safe places do my head in. I put them in a safe place and then I can never find them for a good couple of days after. Okay, right, so the first page I thought we might do would be one similar to this. This is just one of another sample page of what I sent to my sister. So it's got an envelope flip out here and it has a window page. That's supposed to be a full window page, but that's okay. And it's got a couple of belly bands here, and then on this side it's got a couple of the pockets, and on this side here it's got the other side of the envelope as a tuck spot, and then another little pocket or tuck spot just there. I don't have a copy of all the other ones that I done, but I thought might just start with this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab some of those papers that I had just cut off here. Now the easiest way that I do it, sometimes I measure, sometimes I don't. Okay, so I'm going to put a nice big tuck spot here. So all I'm going to do is get this cut piece of paper and put it about a 1/4 of an inch from there, and then where the fold is I'm going to come out another 1/4 of an inch and just put a mark and cut that. So that's going to be my first belly band here. If you've got a corner rounder, you might like to use that as well. So I can just go round each corner here and just round it for that belly band. Okay, So that's going to go there. And then I want another one a little bit smaller than I have here. So I'm just going to grab another piece of cardboard and just lay it on top. I'll move this piece of paper first so you can see that's my first belly band for the width of my page. And then I'm just going to lay that roughly on top of where I want this to be glued on. So I've got about 1/4 of an inch that side. I'm going to mark 1/4 of an inch there, and about the same down the bottom, okay? And then just cut that. And you keep all these little off-cut bits too, because they do come in handy, okay? So that's going to be my double belly band. Is my double belly band that's going to go on there, okay? Now, before I put this down, I'm actually going to just decorate that page. So I'll just bring out you know, I don't want to be really too fussy with it, so I'm just going to pull out a sheet of the paper, of my paper pad. Now I'm going to do the same with what I done just a minute ago. I'm going to cut that top edge off there though, off my paper, so I can use that strip for decoration. There we go. So I'll keep that for decoration. Alright, now I'm just going to just lay my paper down on here again, and I don't really want to go right to the edges, so I'm just going to leave about 1/8 of an inch and get my pencil and just mark it up there on that side near the fold, and just mark it down there where I'm going to cut it as well. So it goes up there. And where did I mark the side? Here, there. And keep those off-cut bits too. Okay. So that can go on there. My blade needs changing. I might have to go and change it because I'm starting to get the little fluff balls on the edge. And I don't like those fluff balls. Okay. Alright. So that's going to fit on there rather nicely, just like that. Okay, now before I do that, I am going to, before I glue that down, I am going to get my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo and just gently go around my edges. You don't really have to do this if you don't want to. I do like, I don't know, I do like a little bit of inking on the edges. I don't know, it's just like it gives it an added, just an added bit of interest, I think. So I will go around the outside as well, the inside and the outside. And then it's done, okay? And I thought about making, I'm not sure how long the video is going to go, but I did think about like making one page for each video. So I'll just see how I go with that. Okay, so got that done there, and that just needs to be glued onto there. So what I was thinking with this, I am just going to glue the top, the inside and the bottom, so that's going to leave you with like a hidden pocket down there as well. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with this one. Just get, throw that away. Just get my wet glue and put a line there. Did I flip that over? There, this side, and down the bottom, and then that can go on this page here. I'm going to bring it over a bit closer to the fold on the inside, just here, and just put that down there. Okay, so that's the start of that. Now I am going to ink around these as well. If you don't want your corners rounded, you don't have to round them either. I think it's more or less personal preference with what you want to do with them. Okay, so I've got those rounded, and that's going to go just about there. I might put it up. I'm not going to put it quite in the middle. I'm going to put this one up a little bit higher, and I want to cover this here. So with one of my other pieces here, I'm just going to, my other pattern papers, I'm just going to lay this on here and grab my pencil again, make a mark just there and a mark down there and cut that. Now I am thinking that I am going to okay, I'm going to have to put in a new blade, because that is really that's really blunt, and I have another one here which will be nice and sharp. Be surprised how much I've used this in the last couple of weeks. It's been wonderful. Okay, so there we go. And I should have just waited, but that's okay. I'll just cut these little fluff balls off a bit. Now I've put a new blade in there, so I won't have these fluff balls anymore. Okay, right, so that's going to go on there. I'm going to round the edges and then ink it. This one here, this Sullivan's corner rounder, I picked that up at Target here in Australia for $5, so I was pretty happy with that. Okay, am I using the wrong AM2? I don't know where that one come from. Put that back. Alright, now, okay, so inked around that, and that can be glued onto there. And you can use double-sided tape to glue down all your decorative bits and anything else, but I have found that over time double-sided tape will pull up. Okay, so I'm going to put that one on just there. I've got a bit of ink on there, but that's okay. Okay, so that's going to go just about there. And then I've got another one here. That now I'm just thinking whether I want to put a slider on the top of this one. I think I do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this piece down to, let's see, 1.5 inches wide. Okay, and all you do to make a slider, which is on one of the other pages, but it's alright if you want to incorporate it. It's just the way my mind thinks when I'm doing it. I've got a strip here that's about 1.5 inches across wide, and it is 8 inches long. This is just one of the offcut strips. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold the top over down about 2 inches and just fold it over like that. And I will get my bone folder and just press that down there. And see, that's going to slip along there. Alright. And then the bottom part down here, I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch from the bottom of this tag and just fold that up like that. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I like that. And I'll take that off and just line those up so they're straight and press that down. And all I'm going to do at the back here is just glue those two pieces together. So they're stuck there like that. And that can slip over that belly band. So that will be like that. And that can actually slide along that belly band as well. Okay, so I'm going to decorate this piece here, and I'm just going to do more or less the same. So I'm just going to line my pattern paper up on top of that belly band and mark along the side and along the bottom and just cut that. So I'll cut it at the side first. And right there. And we're going to round these corners. And just give them a bit of inking. What, darling? You can come in.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, are you? Rightio. Okay. And that is going to be glued down just on top of that one there. I'll be there in a sec, okay? Did you get all your stuff?
Yep.
Your biscuit, your...
No, I'll keep all the snacks here.
Why? You can take them home. What about your Maltesers?
Because...
Huh?
I'm ready.
Righto. I'm back again. I had to quickly pop out and drop my grandson home. So I glued on the decorative part there, and I made the little slip, the little slide that goes over this one. So I want to put just a decorative piece on this, and I might have a piece, see that's not quite wide enough, so I will just cut another. I'm going to, just before I do that, I've got this other piece here that I'm going to just measure up and cut for the front because then I should have another piece wide enough to go on that little one there. So I'm just going to put that down there on that front page and mark there where it needs to be cut and mark there. So I'll cut this side first because it's a bit wider. So that one should be wide enough for that there, and then cut that one just there. So that's going to go on that front page, but I'll open this back up, and I've already inked around the edges on that there. So this has given me a piece wide enough for this. Now I'm just going to, which way do I want it first? Hang on. I think I might have it that way, yes. So I'm just going to put a bit of ink along the bottom and one of the sides, and grab my glue and put it on here, on this little tab one. Okay, it's going to play up now, my glue. It was coming out by itself earlier, now it just doesn't want to come out at all. Okay, so just put a little bit of glue on there, grab that piece, and I'm going to cover the whole lot of this so you won't see much of the sides, and then just trim that off. So I'll trim it there and along this side. It was nearly a good fit, that one. Okay, and just put another bit of ink down along that side there. So now I've just covered my little slider, so I'm going to put that back on there now. Come up. I'm going to slip that back on there now. And I was just thinking I wouldn't mind having something dangle down from here. So what I'm going to do on this extra little piece here, I'm going to grab my crocodile and punch a hole and just measure that up and roughly get it centered. Punch a hole there and grab a brad and put an eyelet and put in it. Now you could also put a brad in it, like I just mentioned, but I'm thinking put the eyelet just in there, then squeeze this closed, and then I can have a bulb pin dangling from it. A bulb pin dangling from there with a little charm or something on it. Okay, alright, so what I'm going to do is put this together now. So this is my first big belly band, and I'm actually going to layer this a little bit. So I'm going to have that one there. You can have it sitting right on top, but I'm thinking I might like to just layer it down a bit. Okay, that looks pretty cool. So all I'm going to do is put a bit of glue on both sides and you don't need a lot because you want to get the glue will spread into the middle a little bit. Okay, so just going to put that one just about there. Just hold that down for a minute. I need a paper towel and I don't think I've got any in here. Okay, and do the same for this one here. Put a little bit of glue down this side and the other side. And with this one I'm going to just layer it down a fraction, just about there. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Is that straight? It doesn't look straight to me now, does it? Okay, move it up a little bit. There we go, that looks straight. So when you're actually putting the tags in, the tags will only be like wide enough for this bottom part down here. Okay? And with that on there, I'm going to have to wait for that to dry a bit, but this can slide across now. Okay? And you can put like another image there. I'm just going to leave mine rather plain until my last video where I'll decorate it all. But I really like these papers, okay? So that's that page there. Now to finish off this page, I want to put an envelope over here and have the triangle side on this side here. So what I might do is just ink my edges on this one and then glue it down to this front part of the page. So that's going to go just about there. And what I think, I'm just going to glue this completely down. I don't really want a pocket behind this one. That's going to be the front page there, and then we'll have this one on the inside. Right, now I'm going to make my envelope. So I'm going to just make the envelope out of some decorative paper. So I'll get one of these. What one will I use? Let's use this one here, the little floral one. That's pretty. And now for your envelope, you need an envelope that has got the triangle back, like this one here. So that envelope there, this is one that I made myself. It's got that triangle back because you want to use that for a tuck spot. Okay, or if you do make your own, make sure you make a big enough flap on this side so that you can fold it over and have it as a tuck spot. Now to make my envelope, I've got one of these little jazzy, take my paper up, I've got one of these little multi-purpose scoring boards, and it's got its own little thing here to make your envelope with. So I'm thinking I want my envelope about 5 I might do it about 4 by 6. So I just look here, that's my card size and that's the paper size that I need. So for for a 4 by 6 envelope I need paper cut at 8 7/8 by 8 7/8. So I just put that back down and cut my paper. Eight 7/8. Okay, so we've got 8, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right there. And I'll keep that. And this one here, 8 7/8, right there. So that's my paper to fold, to score my envelope on. So I put this up here and put that on there, and where did I get 8 7/8? Goodness, I'm doing it wrong again. Alright, I'm making a 4.5 by 6.5 envelope now. So 8 7/8. The scale mark is 3 3/4, and the scale mark is this down along here. So you put your first corner on 3 3/4. So it'll go, your corner will start at that mark there, and then you just score down here. Okay, so that's that. And then you turn it round, and you don't worry about this 3 3/4 mark anymore. Where you've just scored it, you put that underneath that score line there. You put the score line underneath that little point there and score it again. And then you just keep going around and doing the same. So that's going to go there. That goes there. And then this score mark goes under there. And we score that down there. So that's my envelope scored out. I'll just put that back up there, and we just fold this over. So this made, what size should I say? A 4 4.5 or 4 1/4. 4.5 with the 8 7/8. Whoops, sorry. Hang that on there. So all you do is just score those around like that, burnish them down, and then what you do, you've got like a little triangle in all the corners, so you just cut that out just like so. There's the first one. You can, or you can just use your, if you've got one of those envelope boards that, you know, make your envelopes with, or you can just use a pre-made envelope. It's really up to you what you want to do, but this is just how I'm making my envelope. Okay, and then they go in the side there. Make sure I cut those. I didn't cut that one in far enough. Just snip that a bit more. Mitre snip it. So that goes in there, and that gets folded up there. Now, I don't like the point here. A lot of people do, but I'm just going to draw a line so that I can just cut that point off with my scissors. Okay, and just like that. Okay, so that would be my nice little envelope, and then just grab some glue and put some along here, and I'll also do just along the inside here. This glue's got a mind of its own today. Keeps bubbling out. Okay, and just fold that up like that and just hold it down for a minute while it gives a little bit of time for that glue to set. And while I'm holding that down, I shall get my ink ready. What I also might do is just round this corner here, just round that off. Okay, so, and then I'm also just going to let me see which way I want it to go. I think I'll have it that way. No, I'll have it the other way. Have it that way. No, because then I want the decorative side on the front side there. So yeah, I'll have it that way. You can decorate the inside of the envelope if you want to, but I'm just choosing not to. I should have went round these edges too. And I'll just quickly go around with my ink and ink it up. And that fold as well. Okay, so how's that going? That seems to be pretty good. Now I've made my envelope, and that is going to sit over there like that, just like that and like that. So I'm not going to put any glue on this side here. I'm just going to put it down along the fold here, and you don't need a lot of glue, just a line. I've come out about 1/4 of an inch, okay, and just going back towards the fold line a little bit more. Okay, so I've got that, and just going to line up where I want my envelope, like more or less centered on my page, up to that fold line, and just press that over there and have that nicely folded over. Okay, so that looks nice, there's that. And then over here you have your little tuck spot here, a nice big tuck spot actually for a nice big tag. Just wait for your glue to dry, but I'm going to also put like a little pocket on here, so I'm just going to, that one there looks alright. I might have a bit longer. Let me have a look here. I don't want it very wide. See that width there? That's about 1 inch. Is that 1 inch? About 1 inch, 1.25 inches. That width there. So I actually think that okay, let's do that. I'm going to use this piece of paper. Do I want it the same? Yeah, I do want it the same, I think. And just cut this down to 1.25 inches. You don't have to back this onto manila folder if you don't want to, just for a little pocket there. So that's going to go on there, and I might have it so it doesn't go over the side here. So what I'm going to do is just mark that cut there to where that that side there joins, and I'll snip that off. And go around my edges, and that's going to fit there nicely. So with this one you just do the two ends and one of the long sides, one of the longer sides, and just a very small amount of glue there, and we can just put it on here. And that's given you another little pocket just on that flap. Oops, on the envelope flap. I'm really just going to decorate the pages first, and then I'll most probably come back and do the tags to go in the tuck spots and that as well. Get another piece of paper out. And let's okay, give me that one there, that one will do it. Right. Okay, so with this one here, I'm going to, just with the page, I'm just going to lay my decorative paper on the top and just mark out where I want to cut it. So I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to cut it just there. So I might take that top strip off first. I keep those and use those for decorations as well. So cut that off. Now I've got to find where I put my mark, don't I? And I can't find, oh, there it is, right there. It's the same colour as my pencil's, the same colour as the writing that's on there. Okay, so keep that. And there must be another mark here somewhere. There it is. I can see it. Right there. Yep, that's it. Okay. Now that is going to fit on there. Lovely. And I'll link the edges. Now this one is going to be a full window page, so you will need either a piece of acetate or some kind of plastic. I've made myself some of this acetate, and the way I make it is, you know, the plastic sleeves you get to laminate something. I just put one of those through my laminator and it comes out like a nice piece of acetate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just measure up my piece of acetate before I actually do my frame. So I'm going to put it on my page. I'm not sure if you're going to see that very well, but I'm going to put it on my page and bring it like about a quarter of an inch in from my actual page size, and I'm just going to mark that there, and the same down the bottom here, just in about a quarter of an inch, and mark that there. So I'm going to cut that now. So put that up there and put that over for another pocket or something, and cut this one here. Okay, so there is my piece of acetate for my window page. Now I need another piece. Whoops. I'm dropping everything here. Now, let me see that size there. That's too thin. So what I'm going to use for this is just another folded foolscap page. That one there is, I'm just checking, that one there, if I use this one here, it's not actually a foolscap by the time I cut my window out of it. So, and there's really not that much there. So I'm just going to bring this one in. So what I want to do first is cut this down to the height of my page. And the height of my page was 8. Now the memory's going. Was it 8 or 8.5? 8. Okay, so I'm going to cut off another piece at, I'm going to make it 7 and 3/4. I'm not actually going to cut it at 8. I just want it a little bit shorter than what I had before. So that's going, yep, see, that's going to be just a little bit shorter. Now I'm going to lay this. This is folded, okay? This is the folded manila folder. So I'm going to lay it on top of my page and leave about not quite half an inch, I don't think, just there. And on the top one I'm going to mark the edge of my page, okay? And then on the bottom one, I'm just going to lift that up, and I'm just going to come out about an inch. Just have a look. Yeah, about 3/4 of an inch to an inch, okay? And just mark that one. And just cut those where I've marked. And just leaving that still folded, like leave the fold in it, don't cut the fold out. Okay, so that's the front of my page, and this is going to be the back of my page. Okay, so that looks good, and I might just bring my scoreboard in and just score that. Pardon me. Just leave that folded, and you can see where that goes. It goes up to 5 1/8. Okay, so I'm just going to score that down at 5 1/8. Whoops. Just like that. Okay. And I'm going to fold that backwards like that and just burnish that down. Give it a nice press. And then just at these sides here, I'm just going to mitre them in, just so there's not a lot of bulk on the ends. Like, you don't have to do that really, but I just like to do it. Okay, going to decorate the outside I'm actually going to put my paper on the outside of this first. Okay, so it's still folded, alright, so leave it folded, and I'm just going to measure up this, and I'm going to glue this paper onto my page, and then I'm going to mark it and cut the window out. And I was thinking, with that inside piece cut out that's been decorated, I can actually use that for a tag. So I'm just going to mark that, and it just needs a little snippet off the bottom. So I'll cut that there. And then that little snippet there off the bottom. Okay, and that's all inked as well. Alright. I keep knocking that glue over. Maybe that's why it's having a hard time. Giving me a hard time. Right, so this is going to be your window page. So I'm going to put some glue on this all over the back. And the piece that I cut out, I will actually keep for a tag or maybe a pocket or something like that. So we'll put that on here. Let's just center that on there. Okay. And this is where you'll need a ruler and a blade to cut the window out. So I've got that one on there, and I also want to decorate this side here too, which why didn't I ink down there? Okay, so I'm going to get another piece for that one. Or should I use that? Maybe I should, no, because that's my page there. Don't go changing your mind, Wendy. Okay, let's just use this one. Okay, we'll put that on here to measure up. So we'll just mark there and there and cut it. So that's that one. And cut there. It's so handy having this cutting board. Really is. And I'll just quickly ink around here, and we'll glue that onto there. Rather nicely on. Okay, so there's the flap. That's how we're going to attach it to our page, and this is going to be the back of the window page, and that's going to be the front. So what you want to do now, if you've got a really nice die, a nice large die, you can just put your die on there, and because you've got both sides decorated, you can run that through your machine. But if you don't have one, I will show you how to do it without it. Now, you can use your ruler like I was going to, and just go all around the sides with your ruler, and you'll still have a nice decorative, a nice size window. But I'm going to use my grid down here, and these are marked in centimetres, so I'm just going to draw 4 lines at 2 centimetres. Okay, so I'm just going to draw down there, and where this one ends here, just come across and draw a line down at 2 centimetres, and then do the same for across here. Oops, sorry if my head's in the road, guys, a bit hard to see that. Draw a line across there, and then down here at the bottom. So that about there. Okay, and just about there. So I've got a nice triangle there. Rectangle, sorry. You could put a triangle window in if you wanted to. So nice size triangle there. So all I'm going to do now is line up my ruler again, and I'm going to use my blade for this, or like Stanley knife or whatever you have, and I'm just going to cut that rectangle out. Now because I'm going through like 4 layers, I'm just going to give it a couple of, or 2 or 3, until I know I've hit my board. So there's that one. And this side. Just one more for good luck, good measure. And then down here, and I don't need the grid anymore because I've ruled my line. So that one there, there, and one for good measure. And then this one up the top or the bottom. Haven't decided which way it's going in yet. Okay, so they should just pop out nicely. There's that one, and that one. And because they're backed onto a manila folder, a manila file folder, you've got 2 tags ready to go for when you start to add your tags and everything. Okay, so that is my window. Now I'm just going to grab my rubber or eraser, sorry, and just gently rub those marks out that you can see there, or any pencil line that you can see. And that's just how easy that is to make one of those windows. Okay, now what do I do with the acetate? It should be here somewhere. There it is. My table seems very dusty today. So that is going to fit in between there just lovely, and that's your acetate window. So to put that in, I'm just going to use a little bit of double-sided tape. If I can find it. This one here will do, I think. And just put the tape right up as close as I can to that window on the inside. Oh, hang on. Before I do that, before I finish that, I am going to ink the inside of my window. Okay, so just give it a little hit with the ink. So that's that side, and I'll do the same on this side too. It's so good to just to just put a bit of colour on a manila folder. I had a hard time not doing this even when I was making that one for my sister. And thank you everyone, you've just really left some wonderful comments about it. I really appreciate it. Okay, so get back here, put some tape there, and tape along there, and along the bottom, and along there. So I'm going to do this to both inside sides, so I'll do it over here as well. I may as well do it now while I've got the tape in my hand. There and there getting rather late now. We had a lovely little weekend this weekend. Our eldest grandson stayed and I just love it. I missed it so much when everyone first went in to stay at home. I'm just using my bone folder just to press that down nicely. And now that we're allowed a bit more freedom, we've been having the grandkids stay over with us on the weekend, one of them or three of them. It was actually Ryan's turn to have a sleepover by himself. I can't get this up. And it's just lovely. I love having them here. There we go. Now I'm getting it. There we go. All up. Now the acetate's going to be placed down there. But before I put the acetate down, I'm just right along the outside edge. Come on, glue. I'm going to put some of my glue and maybe just a strip. Just up to that fold line there. You don't want to go on the flap just yet. Okay, and I have my piece of acetate that I'm going to centre on there now. That looks pretty good. All nicely pressed on, but mainly pressed on to the double-sided tape. Okay, now take this side off. It's starting to get rather late, so oops, where's that? Just make sure, just get a bit of rag and make sure that's clean. It's on that side, I think. Keeps sticking to my acetate. And I'm just also going to add a little bit of glue right around the edges out here, so I know it's going to stick properly. And then just put that back down there and fold that over and just press that down nice and gently. And there you have your acetate window, okay, all ready to go in on your page. Alright, now, whoops, now because with the one I done for Debbie, because I wasn't decorating it, I actually put the fold over the side of that page so that when you glue it down you would see it over here. But because we are using a decorative paper on our page, you can actually put your window on your decorative paper like that, and then that will get glued down onto your page like that. So you'll actually have your decorative window coming out from the side of your decorative page instead of having it looped over the back here. So that's what I think I'm going to do. And for that I'm just going to grab my double-sided tape again and put just a couple of strips along here because it's only a thin one. Okay, and press that down. just like that. Oops. Now I'm just going to line my decorative paper up with my page. Oops, and that was wrong. This way, guys. You want to do it on the back of your paper, so just line that up like that, and then you can just slip that there and make sure it comes up to just right near that fold, and make sure that it is even. Okay, so that's going to go right there. I've got my window on my decorative piece and you can't see that, and all you have to do now is glue your page onto, or glue your decorative paper onto your page. Okay, so just like that. You can fold that over again, so you can do that like this, and you're just going to put your decorative paper down right about there and press it down onto your page. Maybe I might do this, I think. Okay, oh, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Clean my window, and that goes over like that then. Might need to move that lamp a little bit closer. I don't want it in the screen, but maybe there. Okay, so out of this piece of paper that I used to back this other side of the window on, I am going to, now I'm not sure what size papers yours are, but this, I've got 7 inches of this left, but I'm going to, with this one, I'm going to leave the top here on as a decorative part for the flap that I make for the pockets. So I need to measure how wide I want the pockets, and you don't need to cover this one if you're going to put one pocket here and then another pocket at the top. Okay, so I just want the width. So my pencil, don't go hiding on me now, so I'm going to cut that about there. Line that up there, and I'm going to cut the other one exactly the same size, so I'm just going to put that one on top of the other one, on top of the other piece, and just put a mark up there. So that'll give me 2. I put a mark on the top one, not the bottom one. You've got to put it on the bottom one. Okay, so just there, and I'll cut that piece just like that. Now I'm hoping that they're going to be long enough to fold. Okay, so I want to fold this top flap over. That is going to go, oh, maybe I won't have enough. Maybe they won't be long enough. So what I might do is actually decorate this page here. So I'll just quickly grab another, just so that I won't see any of the manila folder in between the two envelopes, or not envelopes, pocket envelopes they are, aren't they? Okay, so I've got this piece here, So I'll just lay that on my page straight, and I'm going to cut there and there. Okay. So I'll cut this one first, right there. And we'll cut this one here, which is right there. Okay, so that's going to, yeah, I'm going to do that because I don't want to waste these pieces here. I want to use those for the top envelope pockets. So I will do it this way. I think I'm happier doing it this way too, because I'm actually covering up that manila folder. Oh, I can laugh now, but you should have heard me when I was making that for my sister. Oh, this is so boring, I'm saying to myself. Okay, so that's going to be covered over there. And then it doesn't matter if my envelope pockets are a little bit shorter, because you won't see that manila folder. Okay, and we'll just put that right there. Oops, move it over. It's good to use the wet glue because you've got a little bit of time to work it into the right spot. Okay, so we've got that on there. Just press that down a bit. Okay, now I can fold these for my pockets. So what I'm going to do first is, let's fold this one over. I might score that. It just makes it a bit easier for me when I go to fold. So I'm going to put that, I'm just going to have a little flap on them. Oh no, I can't, because then I would have to bring that right up like that, wouldn't I? Okay, let's just do it this way, Wendy. Let's not use that, because I'm thinking I don't want, I'm just going to put that up like that. Okay, so that looks like a good little size there. Alright, so I'll score that there. And then this one here, I'm going to fold over just a little bit like that. So I've folded the top over about 1 inch. Okay, that can go like that. And I've left about 1/2 inch just there. So with this one, I will round the edges there and there. Okay, so that's going to go like that, and that will sit on my page like that. Now I'm going to do the same for this one, and I'm going to do them exactly the same. So I'll just open that one out and roughly get where that fold is, which is about there. Do I say? Dare I say? Yes, about there. So I'm just going to fold that up, make sure those sides are even. So right about there. Okay, that'll do. Fold it down. I could have measured it, but you know, I'm really not one for measuring, doing my journals, unless I have to be precise about something. And then this one here gets folded, if I can lift it up, about there. So fold that one over, so that's about straight right there. Press that down, and I will round the edge on those ones. I just like the look of that. That looks a lot nicer. Just on the top flap anyway. Okay, so let me see how close I was to that. Oh, look at that. That's not bad at all, is it? So, because they're going to go just about like that. Oh, not bad. Pretty good, Wendy. 4 out of 5 for that. Now, with these ones here, I had them held down at the front with the eyelets. So I'll just grab a couple of eyelets and show you what I mean. A couple the same colour. So there's 1, 2. We'll do those 2. And use a circle punch, maybe a bit too big. No, it'll be fine. A circle punch, a 1-inch one, and a smaller one. Okay, this is like a 1/2 inch, I think. Yeah, that is just a little bit, that looks like a little bit bigger than a 1/2 inch, but it's roughly a 1/2 inch and an inch punch. And for the circles, I might just use these papers. So I want 2 1-inch circles, okay, and 2 of this size circle, and I'll do it this one here. I might want that for something else. Let me see if I've got another smaller piece of paper. This one here will do. Okay, and I'm going to punch 2 1-inch, 1/2 inch circles out of that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just put a little dab of glue on. Oh, hang on, I might just ink those. Sorry guys. Dear, I hope you're following along. Or like I'm not being too confused for you. Confusing. Okay, so, and I'll do the same for that too. For the little one. Okay, there's that one. And that one. Right, so what I do with these, I just get my 1-inch circle and put a little glue on it if it stops being a sissy for me. There's my, okay, now we start again. I just get my glue and put like a little dab of glue in a circle there, and then just put my 1/2 inch circle on top there, and then this one, another dab of glue, and put that circle on top there. Make sure that it's nice and centered. Okay, so that's going to be my closure. That one's going to go on there, and this one here is actually going to go on that flap there. That will be okay. Alright, okay. Now that's what I want to do. So I just want to measure up these properly. I'm not gluing my envelopes together or down yet until I put these little closures on it. It's just easier for me to do it this way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have that one there, and I'm just going to lift it up a bit and roughly mark the center of that one. So I've got that little circle mark there, and making sure that my envelopes are lined up. I can move that one, whoops, and just go up here and mark another little spot there. Okay, so then I can grab my crocodile, this one, and punch a hole just about there on that one, and open that up and punch a hole on the flap about there. Hopefully I've guesstimated them being in center. And then I just also roughly put a dot where the center of these are, just so that I've got something to line up here. So that looks about right, about there. Punch a hole, and the same for this one, about there. Punch a hole, and now for the bottom one, which is this one here, I am right to just place my circle and my eyelet through, and I can punch that one straight away. So that goes there. Now if you don't have eyelets, you can use a brad, more or less exactly the same way, and instead of putting the eyelet here, you just punch one hole straight through and put the brad through, and then you open it up on this side here, and you can put like a little bit of tape on it so that it doesn't catch any papers or anything you put in. Okay, so there's that one done, and you need a bit of twine. So I might grab my black. Or I can do a cream, can't I? The cream one will be alright. I've just got a little bit of hemp cord here. This is a natural hemp cord. So what you want to do, just to measure it roughly, that's going to go through there. That's going to be tied around there a couple of times. So I just go up and back 2 or 3 times and cut that off, just to measure roughly the distance, cut it a little bit longer. Now to do the top one that's on the flap, I get one end of my hemp cord and I just press it through the hole so you can see the bit of cord or the twine there. Okay, and I hold it with my forefinger here, just underneath there. Okay, so it's not going to go anywhere. And I load up my circles with my eyelet. I'll hold that. Load up my eyelet into my circles, and I just push that all the way through so So that's what that looks like. You can see the cord hanging out the side there, and then I just grab my crocodile and flatten that out. And when you flatten it, it catches the cord here, so it's not going to pull through, okay? And then you can just snip a little bit of that off if you don't like it hanging there. Okay, so snip that off there. Alright, so that's it so far. Now all you have to do is just glue the side of your envelopes, your pockets. So you just put a little bit of glue down here. Oh, this is starting to annoy me. And I think because it's getting a little bit late at night too. A certain time of night or certain time of evening, I just get really, I don't know, annoyed. Like, it's like that's my tired time. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I just think it's really weird. But like, it only lasts for about 5 or 10 minutes. Not that I get angry with anyone. There's no one here to get angry with except hubby. And he doesn't make me angry. Okay, so you glue down the side of your envelope pockets. There's that one. And this one. So we'll glue that down. Just hold them there for a minute. And then smooth these out of the road. Put those in the bin. Now that's your bottom one because it doesn't have, did I press that on? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's your bottom one because it doesn't have any string on it. And that's your top one there. So you can, if you wanted to, you could open them up and have them separate if you wanted to, but that does look cool because you can actually see a little bit of the map behind. But what I'm going to do is actually just layer that top one underneath a little bit, okay? So, and I want to leave it as a pocket as well. So what I'm going to do with this bottom one, I'm going to put glue down the two sides as well as down the bottom here. Pardon me. And just gently put that down the bottom here. I'm not going to press. Oh, my throat's getting really dry. I'm going to have some water. And yep, I've got some. I think this is the most I've ever talked in a video. Right, and this one now is the top one. I haven't pressed the glue down properly at the sides because I'm going to slip this one in. And all I'm going to do with this one is just put glue down both sides. I'm not putting glue on the bottom like I did with that first one. Okay, so I've got glue on the two sides. And I'm just going to lift that one a little bit and slip that down there. Just like that. Now I can press that down properly there, as well as at the sides here. Okay. So with this one here, you're going to have, is that straight? Yeah, looks straight. Doesn't when I put it on the side. Okay, so here you're going to have a really big long pocket behind both of them, and you're going to have a smaller little pocket just there. Okay, and then this just gets pulled down and wraps around that one, and that wraps around, come on, what are we doing? Around this one. Why is that tight? Let me start again. There we go. We'll wrap that around under there. Needs a little bit of working up this one. There. And it can wrap around there again. Okay? And that's it. So, well, that looks pretty cool. I'm so pleased that it's got a little bit of interest in it. So that's my very first decorated sample journal page. So we've got a nice big tuck spot there. We have a pocket here. Then we open that up there and you can flip that out. You've got a nice pocket here. You have got a, oh, don't forget this one. This is a secret pocket in there. And you've got a big belly band here. You've got a smaller belly band there. Plus you can also use this, the slider here, as a little tuck spot. You can do writing or put a picture there. And then over here, this is the window page. And like, you can still add a pocket or tuck spots here, or just a picture, whatever you wanted there. And then the last page here, we have got the big pocket here, and we'll open that up. And we have a pocket here, which you'd put things in first before you actually tied that down. And then you open that up and we have a smaller pocket here and a smaller pocket there. Oh, that just turned out so lovely. Okay, so that is the first page. I would love to know if you're going to be crafting along with me, and I just bent that up, crafting along with me and making one for yourself. So if you do, leave me a comment, let me know how you're going. That turned out pretty cool. I really like that. It's going to be nice and vintagey. Okay, so that's the end of my first folded page, and I hope to see you back for when I do the next one, the next page. Okay, that's all guys. You stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you later. Bye bye.